Oh,
kind
okay,
of
okay, okay.
Yeah, so like I was trying to say.
So anyway, Ish, the point I was making is that, my friend Ish, that when it comes to the Torah and the Bible and these types of things, we openly as Muslims say that they were prophets given revelations, but what we have today is at best, we couldn't even bring it to weak hadith. We, from
So,
our
like,
perspective.
do you know who the Sephirim were, or like the Sephirims?
Who's the Pharaohs?
Do you know who they were, the Sephirims?
No.
Okay, so like in the Babylonian temple Talmud, like it talks about like the Sephirims. These were like great men, right? They were like observing the scriptures. They were like, you know, they were going for.
Let me just call. Paul, how you doing? Have you heard of the Sephirims? Sephirims.
No, I've tried to talk to you before. You're not going to discuss it.
I'm being asked about the Sephirims.
You mean the Old Testament creatures?
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So.
Because I don't know much about them, so I thought maybe you can.
Yeah. So.
No one does.
I tried to
They're
talk
just
to-
very briefly
yeah.
alluded to in the Bible.
Oh.
So yeah.
They're not exactly.
So
Maybe you can help me out, because I'm kind of.
I tried to talk to him, but if you want to have a discussion, cool.
Okay.
But you don't
You're
want
talking to him. I'm not going to gate crash your party.
I tried
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so long story short, we don't know much about them.
So.
Indeed. And
You
this
want
is
a discussion, Paul? Or like,
No.
I tried to talk to you many times, but you never.
You've said that 3 times.
You read to me, like.
Please, you're welcome to talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah, so like,
Enjoy.
yeah, these people in the Old Testament, right? They were like trying to do. They had like a tradition where they were observing scriptures, right? And they were making copies and copies and copies of the messages, already producing their own amulets of these traditions and everything. And so, like, no way can the message of Christianity, because the main message of Christianity throughout the Old Testament, it talks about, you know, like God being triune. God is God. There's more than one person in heaven. So Allah is basically, so if Allah is saying that this book has been corrupted, right, you've got a dilemma. Not only is Allah confirming a corrupted book where He's telling people, like, He confirms His scriptures, He's telling people to stand by it, but also you have a dilemma where Allah is confirming that He is not one. Because in the Torah, it shows that God is not just one person, but there's a polarity in heaven. So there's a big dilemma. Not only do you have like Allah confirming a corrupted book.
Okay, so I don't think you understand what a dilemma is. I'll explain to you what a dilemma
Like a paradox,
is.
kind of. So, like,
Sorry?
So basically, not only is Allah confirming a corrupted book, He's also confirming that in this book, right, that,
but
He is not one, but He's polarity.
Okay.
But then again, Surah Ikhlas says Allah is one.
So look, let's break it down a bit, because you've made a few fallacies. Okay, the first is, I think you've mistaken the idea of, because you've made several blunders in one go. Let's break it down one at a time.
But it says,
Firstly,
I think
no,
it says in Surah 2, right, that Allah's confirming
But I didn't.
what they have with them in their hands.
Look,
And in the 6th century, they had the gospel what we have today.
I understood.
Today, the Torah,
I understood your point.
Yeah.
But you've said quite a few things, so I'm trying to break it down structurally. The first fallacy you committed is the non sequitur fallacy. Okay, are you aware of what that fallacy is?
You can quote fallacies and fallacies, but like it doesn't make it to be a true valid argument. Because I'm telling you based on your Quran.
Okay, so
You know what I mean?
firstly,
Like, you say I'm committing fallacies, like, based on your.
Ish, I didn't. I let you say your point. Now I'm trying to basically address what you said. Sorry?
Do you want to time the discussion?
No, I mean, I let you speak throughout. We don't need to time it. I pretty much in this conversation maybe spoken 10% of the time, and I've let you.
Let me get the surah up, because I want to get the surahs up bit by bit. Because I think you're. So first surah, it says.
Okay, so Ish, can I just point out something? You made your point, right? So I'm trying to address the point.
I'm committing fallacies, but I'm not even committing any. Like,
No, but
I'm going by what your Quran is saying.
No, but you're getting a little bit uncomfortable with me.
I'm getting by what your Quran is saying.
Okay, so
You will try to bring that Paul Williams.
no, because you used a term I've never heard before, so I asked Paul Williams what that term was.
I'm going by basing everything your Quran said, and
Okay.
basing.
So to make it easier, let me just explain what you said, and you let me know if I missed out anything.
You make a point. I'll give you 1 minute, then I'll speak.
No, you're not going to give me time. It doesn't work that way.
No, I'm saying I'm going to give you. I'm not going to time it. I'm going to let you speak.
Yeah, of course you are. Okay, so firstly, let me explain to you the non sequitur fallacy. The non sequitur fallacy, and you've made a lot of fallacies and a lot of a mix.
That's an approach of fallacies. Like,
a mix.
approach of fallacies doesn't.
Okay, one
One
second.
Make that I'm wrong, but I'm saying what your Quran is saying.
Are you going to keep interrupting me? Because then I can just. Look, I'm being nice to you because you initially came to me very politely, but now you're sort of not even letting me address your point.
No, I'm letting you address it, but you keep saying like, like first
Are you getting uncomfortable?
First of all, you're saying that I'm making lies up, I'm committing fallacies.
I didn't say lie.
That I'm misquoting things. I'm saying what every
I never said lie. I never said you
But you
lied.
say I'm like misquoting things and stuff like that.
No, but I never said you lied.
I'm paraphrasing. I'm trying to paraphrase what you said.
You're not
So
paraphrasing. You're inserting new words.
No, I'm paraphrasing. So you basically are trying to say that I was trying to misquote things and like misquoting the
No,
scriptures.
okay, first let me just clarify. You said I said you lied. I never said you lied.
I'm paraphrasing. You didn't direct the word lie, but you was trying to say like,
No,
I misphrased your things. Stuff like that.
I think you've mistaken me saying you're being illogical with the idea that I'm saying you're lying. No, I just think you're being irrational. It's not the case that way I'm saying you're lying. I don't think you're lying. I just think you're irrational. So let me explain to you why. So can I explain it without you interrupting me?
Yeah, you can go, yeah.
And did I interrupt you when you were speaking?
No, we're having a conversation. I said, I'll give you
Okay,
time.
let me clarify something. Did I interrupt you when you were speaking?
I'm giving you time to speak.
No,
I'll give you 1 minute.
no. Listen,
I've given you 1 minute to speak.
listen, Ish. I'm being very nice to you, but you are in no position to give me time to speak.
I'm giving you 1 minute. I'm giving you 1 minute to speak.
I
Come
will
on, I'll give you 1 minute.
speak. I will speak as long as I feel. All right. So let me just explain something. I did not interrupt you when you were speaking. So now it's time for me to address what you said. Is that okay?
But for me, I have to speak because the Dawah
Maybe
people,
this is why Paul walked
the
away.
encounter that I have with the Dawah people is that they try to speak over people. They won't let other people speak.
Okay, so
Which is why I'm trying to speak over.
Okay,
because-
fine.
which is why I'm not
Finish your
trying- I'm not
point.
trying to-
Finish your point.
Yeah. So anybody wants to time this to have a fair discussion?
No, we don't need to time it.
Yeah, my main premise I was trying to talk about, right? The Quran is telling the people to stand by the Torah and the Injil, right? Also, it says in the scripture, like how he mentioned, and I can agree with this point, how it says that they distorted the scriptures or they have misplaced things. But then again, why is Allah telling the people to stand by a book that's distorted? That's only going to lead people to the grave. It is only going to lead people to the wrong religion. If the Torah and the Injil really is corrupted, why is Allah going to tell people to follow a corrupted book? You don't have God saying that. You don't have God in the Bible telling us to follow a corrupted book. Also, in the 6th century, it says that the Quran is confirming the Injil and Torah that they had with them in their hands, that they already had. The Torah, the Injil we have with them, we know now is the Codex Sinaiticus and the Vaticanus.
You're talking to me, not the camera.
So these are the things that
What are you doing?
what we have now. And the Quran
What are
is
you
confirming
doing?
That. So the question
Is
still
he feeling
applies.
all right?
The dilemma still applies. Why is the Quran confirming a copy of the book? I said to him, it's a dilemma because in the Torah, God is a triune. There's a polarity in Godhead in the Torah. Genesis 19:24, Genesis 35, Genesis 1, Genesis 19, Genesis 18. There's a polarity in heaven. So Allah is basically contradicting himself. He's confirming the Torah where God is more than one. Then again in the Quran, in Surah 12, 112, God says that He is one. It's a big dilemma which He has to answer.
Are you done?
I'll give you time.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Can you look at me and not the camera?
You were looking at the cameras, not me.
I'm expecting you to talk to me.
You were looking at the cameras first.
No,
You
I was
turned
primarily
this,
looking
you
at
turned
you.
This way, so
I was
turned
primarily. Okay, so now let me just
I'm
say.
going to let you speak.
No, you're not going to let me speak. I am going to speak, and you're going to listen. The first thing I want to say is you have not come here in the Christian spirit, because many of the Christians I interacted with, they do not interact the way that you interact.
No, because we stand our
No,
ground.
1 second, let me
I will
speak.
stand my
I
ground
will
because
interrupt you
guys
now
would
because
always
you.
interrupt me, never let
Listen,
speak.
listen.
So I am going to stand my ground.
Did I interrupt you when you were speaking?
I've let you speak on.
Are you going to let me complete my point, or shall I walk away?
You can do what you want. It's free choice, free will, freedom of choice.
You know, you look really unchristian right now.
You can speak.
Okay, so let me just put it this way. I deal with many Christians, and they speak in ways that's respectful and dignified, and your approach with me so far has not been very Christian. I'll be honest with you. And I have very amicable relationship with the Christians in this park and the Christians
That's
online.
Like, you can say that I'm like,
Okay,
trying to
let me
solve
complete my
character,
point.
like-
Let me complete my point. Stop getting uncomfortable.
I'm not getting comfortable.
If you decided to come into Speaker's Corner,
You can speak how
then
you
you have to get used to being uncomfortable-ish.
Well, who said
You
that?
are
Does it look like I'm
acting,
uncomfortable, bro?
you're looking nervous to me right now. You're fidgeting.
smiling, buddy.
That's a fake coy smile, and I can see right
You're
through
the
it.
one to get angry.
And I'm the one
you're looking at me
who's
with some,
pointing
like,
out
you're looking
to
at me
you.
like you want to smack me in the face.
Are you scared right now?
Looking like me, you want to smack me in the face. You're not addressing the question. Why is your Quran confirming that in Jew and Torah
Wait,
corrupted?
1 second.
Address that point. Stop going about my character. Address the point about in Jew and Torah. Don't go about my character. If I'm feeling nervous or if I'm feeling agitated.
Thank you for
address the
pointing out you're
question.
feeling nervous.
Address the
Thank
question.
you for pointing out you're feeling
He's going
nervous.
about ad hominem attacks because he does not want to address the question. I've given him time to speak. I said, let's time the debate. Doesn't want to time it. Address the question. I give you 1 minute. Why is the Quran confirming a distorted book? The Quran says that the Torah and the Gospel is distorted. People have distorted them, misplaced it. Then again, he's telling the people to stand by it. It's only going to lead people to the wrong religion. In the 6th century, in Arabia, Allah's confirming that what they have with them in the hand. In the 6th century, we had the Sinaiticus, we had the Vaticanus, we had quotations from the church fathers. Why is Allah confirming this? Why is Allah confirming this corrupted book? Answer this.
Man, that's why you probably didn't speak to him. Yeah.
Answer this. Don't go on about my character. Address the question, address the answer. I'm giving you 1 minute to speak. Address.
Why are these people laughing at you? Why are they laughing at you? Why are you laughing at him? Why are you laughing at him?
He's appealing to a crowd.
Why are you laughing at him?
He's appealing to a crowd.
Why is everyone here laughing at you?
Look, he's
Why is
appealing
everyone
to a
laughing at
crowd
you?
Because he can't answer the question.
Huh?
Why is the Quran confirming a corrupted book? In the Torah, God is plural.
Can I
He
speak
states
now?
that God is the Trinity.
Can
Why
I
is Allah
speak?
confirming that it's triune?
All
When
the
in Surah
people
Iqra,
here,
he states
all
it's
the
one.
people here were
Contradiction.
laughing at you. Okay, so let
Answer
me
the
explain
question,
to you.
Suboor.
Let me explain. Listen, let me.
Answer that question.
Can I talk?
Address the question without doing any ad hominems or appealing to a crowd. Answer the question. I'm not your dimmy.
What?
I'm not your dimmy. Answer the question.
You're not a dhimmi.
I'm not your dimmy. Go on.
What's a
answer me.
dhimmi?
I'm not. In other words, I'm not your doormat, which you can walk over and try to interrupt the conversation, which you can try and walk over me. Like how all the Dawah people who are faced, they try to interrupt, they try to walk over, not give you a chance to speak. Us Christians, we are not soft.
You're not.
We
you're
love
not
our
very,
Muslims,
you're
but we
not,
will stand our grounds in the name of Jesus Christ.
You are not being very Christian. You are
What
not.
does it mean to be a Christian? It's to be
Well,
mean
okay,
to follow Christ.
I'll give you.
Christ was loving, but he also stood his ground.
Okay, are you being loving?
Okay, yes, I love you. Inside my heart, I love you. But I'm also standing my
This
ground
guy.
against you. I'm not letting you walk over
Why
me.
is that guy?
I'm
Why
not
are
letting you
people
go.
laughing at you right now?
Because they know I'm
Because
standing
you
my ground.
don't represent
Because they know I'm standing
Christianity.
my ground.
You don't represent the Christian spirit. You've actually made a mockery of your own religion. So I'm going to make my point after you've done your introduction
my point
3
3
times. So now I'm
made
going
my
to
point.
address
Address the
this.
question. Address
Now,
the question.
what he basically said is this. There's a dilemma. For a dilemma to take place, there has to be a logical argument. He didn't provide a logical argument. He provided 2 contradictory statements. The first statement he provided is that the Quran is telling us to believe in the Bible and the Torah as it is right now, which it does not. So that's the first falsehood. The second falsehood is his idea that the Quran is telling you to believe in the one God, and it's also telling you to believe in the triune God, which again,
didn't say
the
that.
Quran is
I
not
didn't say
doing
that.
that. And he's saying it's a dilemma. So the dilemma that we basically have according to him is this. The Quran is telling you to believe in 2 different things, when actually it is not. His basic argument is that the Quran is inconsistent, but the Quran is consistent. The Quran is telling you God is one. The Quran is telling you the Torah is corrupted. The Quran is telling you the Bible is corrupted. And the Quran also tells you something beautiful. It tells you that to interact with your Christians, with the Christians that you interact with, let you and the Christians come to a common ground. And the common ground is that you worship none but God alone. And the Christian spirit that I was referring to earlier, which he is not emulating, is the Christian spirit that I've experienced many, many times online and offline, where people speak with respect, they speak with a level of decorum, they speak with a level of logical consistency, and overall they have a very nice demeanor, not a nervous, dim-witted person who's just trying to win some points and make himself look like a fool. Thank you very much.
Okay. Running away. Okay, let's do.
Whose are these?
Allah is telling these people to stand by the gospel and the Torah. You have a dilemma. Why is God, all-knowing, all-powerful, going to tell somebody to follow a distorted book? Not only that, in the Torah, which Allah Himself says for the Christians and Jews to stand on,